Welcome back to Hermitcraft. Alright, well, I'm heading over here to the Hall of Patrons because we have another patron to install here. Perhaps I should come up with a better word, because saying install sounds like you're putting a part in a machine or something, and that's just wrong. Okay, and now I gotta look at the spacing again. Doggone it. Okay, 3 blocks between. Alright. Okay, so I figure I'd go ahead and put the rest of this glowstone in here now that I've got it. And here we put in, let's see, I have to learn how to type all over again, apparently. Thank you, Justin. And as I've said to others, I have a link in the description if you wish to submit a banner to be hosted on that pillar. Please do so. And now, let's go do something that does not involve that storage thingy that I've been working on for the last, 5-6 episodes now? I don't even remember. In any event, I'm going to go get my pickaxe repaired, and then we'll get working on something else. Alright, here we are. Back down here to Guts. Haven't been out here for a while. Okay, and here is the subject of what I want to deal with. Is, well, quite frankly, one of these is not enough. For a number of reasons, but most of all because an upcoming update, 1.11, when they get it out of pre-release or testing phase or whatever, one of the things it has is a game rule. The number of mobs standing in a single block. The default for that, I forget the full name of that game rule, something about mob crowding or whatever, that it will have a default value of 24. If there are more mobs than that in one space, they will begin to suffocate. Yeah, and that's going to break this because there's quite a few cows in that spot. 50 or 75 of them at least, I think. And I only wish I could get more in there, but every time I put more in there, they glitch out. They're all over the freaking place. So, my solution is going to be to have more than one of these, to have several of them. And so, the whole thing is, let's be prepared for this update. Well, let me be prepared for something else here. Throw a chest down and put this hardware in here. And I'm not going to need it right away. Okay, so this thing is like, let's see, 3, 4, 7 blocks wide. And it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, call it 6 blocks of space deep. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks tall? Yeah. Alright, so that means that I need a space big enough for that to be in. And it needs to be long enough to house, say, 5 more. So if I go 7 blocks wide with 1 block between them, so from here I'd have to go 5 times 8. I'd have to go 40 blocks that way. Oh boy, that's gonna be a pretty good sized hole. Here, let me make this easier on myself. You can't shift click into that spot. How about that? Anyway, I figured while I started the dig out on this was something I wanted to mention. I have been following something recently. Actually, I'm going to have that out of there anyway. Recently, I heard and started following recently that Kerbal Space Program is very close to releasing version 1.2. In fact, it is currently in pre-release testing, and I've been looking at it, and there is a lot of coolness involved, a lot of changes, new features, a lot of quality of life updates, things that just make life easier and whatnot, plus new features, some new parts, and so on and so forth. And I've been following this, watching some live streams of it, and so on. And it's kind of got me interested in getting back into that. My only my only concern is, well, two concerns. One is finding a way to fit it into what I'm already doing without crowding myself too much and giving myself too much to do, because it's easy to do that. So many things you want to do, and you start trying to do all of them at once, and next thing you know, you're doing too much and burn yourself out. Been there, done that. I don't want to get myself burning out on anything, but I figure I do have one possibility here. There is something that can happen here, or actually that will, because there is at least one series I'm doing that after a few more episodes is going to reach a point where I'm going to go on hiatus. That one is going to be put on hiatus, on hold for a while, until a new major update is released. And that will open some room in the schedule. I'm talking about Empyrean, of course, because I figure I've got probably, 3 or 4 episodes maybe before I reach a point where the game will become just a repetitive routine of playing let's attack the alien base over and over and over again. And I'm not interested in doing that, because that's going to get old really fast. Because, it does. It's really repetitive when it gets down to where that's the only thing left to do. And so on. So, when it reaches that point, I'm just going to let that one go on hiatus for a while until there's a major game update that introduces new stuff, like, for example, maybe eventually that procedurally generated galaxy that they talked about. I'm looking forward to that update, but that could be a while. Nobody knows how long it's going to take for them to get ready to do that. In any event, so there is a possibility that I could get going with Kerbal Space Program again. And having a place in the rotation to do it is one concern. The other concern is how much interest there will be in that. How much viewing will it get? Will people be interested enough to watch it and like and comment and subscribe and share it and Twitter it and Facebook it and so on, and whatever other things that people do to videos and so on? Is there enough interest to warrant doing something like that? I think maybe, but I honestly don't know. I haven't even talked about Kerbal Space Program on this channel for a long time, because I don't know. I think I reached a point of trying to do too much and get too complicated and involved and whatnot, and that made for problems. Plus I had some problems with mods and whatnot. And yeah, I eventually reached a point of deciding that it was taking too much time to bother with. Gotta love that fortune pick. 19 diamond, alright. So anyway, that's what I'm thinking about. And this new version of KSP, I've been looking at that. Oh man, there is buttloads of stuff. There's a lot of new stuff. And what's really extremely cool is that there has been a lot, and I do mean a lot, of not only bug fixing, but quality of life improvements. And I can't even begin to name all of them. Actually, I'm trying to think of them right now. I can't think of a single one because I'm trying to. You know how that is. But I was looking at a list of some of the patch notes earlier today, and it's long. Very long and detailed. Lots and lots of stuff going on here. And just the little bit that I have seen of it in the last few days from live streams, like the Dasville does, Kerbal Space Academy live stream, where he's one of those folks that got the testing pre-release before it was publicly available. And the stuff I've seen looks really good. And I'm kind of really very interested in getting back into messing around with that, because for one thing, some of the things that one used to need mods to do, you don't necessarily need mods for it anymore, you know. And there's a bunch of new stuff too. Radio communication antenna range. Antennas now have range. You don't just pop one antenna, any old antenna, and talk back to Kerbal from all over the solar system, because antennas now have a certain range limit, and if you're farther away from that, farther away than that, the antenna's not going to be enough. Yeah, so there's a lot more, and I feel really stupid that I can't think of what all the updates and improvements are right now, or even any noticeable number of them. But there really is a lot, and it's looking very interesting. I just got the public pre-release. The public pre-release came out last night, and I got that, but I haven't had much time to do anything with it yet. But yeah, I'm going to be, probably as soon as this video shows up on YouTube, I'm going to be wrapped up checking out 1.2 for myself, just to see what all it's got. But anyway, I'm sitting here yapping and whatnot as I dig this hole, which may or may not be all that entertaining or interesting to watch. I've got a lot further to go, so I think I'm going to make a cut here, do some digging, and we'll be back. Alright, well, I think I've got a good sized enough area to get started here. I figured I'd need 40 blocks. This thing is like 55 or so long, plenty high enough and whatnot, and that's a good place to get started at. Unfortunately, I will not be able to get started today. I have remembered some IRL things that I need to take care of, and I'm kind of running out of time to do it. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and throw this together, get something of an episode up at least, and so on. And then next time we'll see about getting this, well, expanding the beef. Expanded beef. As in expanded beef production and whatnot. We'll get that going next time out and see what we can get going there. In the meantime, let me know in the comments, what do you think about the idea of returning to some Kerbal space program? Meanwhile, thanks for watching. Take it easy. I am out of here.